Big news, big drama. It's time for me to make some content on this shit from this fucking dry ass community. Today, or yesterday I guess, Kusanali got leaked. Now if you guys don't know who Kusanali is, it is the Dendro Archon. And let's just say everybody is mad. Let's get some context for this video. I cannot show what she looks like, but I'm sure everybody here, whether you're on Discord, whether you are on Twitter, or pretty much any social media, Kusanali got leaked and it's pretty much a white lolly. I'm sure somebody in the comment section will link what Kusanali will look like. So I put up a poll saying, so everyone saw what's going on with the whole Sumeru character leaks. I wanted to make a video on the stupid people talking about how Hoyoverse is racist because they are all white. So the question that I asked was, should I make the video constructive criticism on why it's historically accurate, or should I just outright trash talk them without explanation? Now as you guys know, for most videos like this, I just straight up trash talk everybody without absolutely no explanation because I just feel like it's useless to explain to these fucking idiots. But a lot of people were voting constructive criticism instead of trash talking, and this person just laid it out so perfectly. He said, I like the toxic side of you, but we really need a video where you can explain why and how these people are stupid so that they cannot come back with LOL, you provided no proof or argument, so your case is invalid. And that's happened to me so many times, and it is just really annoying because I'm over here trying to have fun trash talking, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, you have to provide proof. So I mean, here I am. So let's get into the video. But before that, let me look at some tweets. This isn't a trash talking video, so I'm not gonna put too much, but this person says Sumeru got colonized by Mondstadt, you know, because Mondstadt, white people, Germany, you know, colonizing Sumeru. I mean, wow, so funny. And then my boy Sabi and Kuroka over here, your mom's pussy got colonized by me and my boys. And then Kuroka saying us trying to find a part of their mom's pussy not colonized. Such a W. This person says, hope she dies a cruel death and the real Kusanali, at least 5 feet in brown skin, not a white haired queen, comes out. Like, alright. And then finally, my boy Maru, you could drop him a follow. He says white people being very angry at Middle Eastern inspired characters, while white Middle Easterns literally don't care. I'm one of those people, by the way. Me and Maru are both Middle Easterns, and we're also both white. And then goes on to say, Genshin Twitter is unbelievably stupid. The new region is supposedly based on the Middle East, so y'all are mad that the characters have lighter skin, despite that most of the people here. And then goes on to say, you know, most of the people here are lighter skin. So anyways, I mean, he's spitting, he's telling the truth. Go drop those people a follow, and let's get into the analysis. Now, as we know, Sumeru is based on the Middle East, North Africa, as well as India. Now, a lot of people have a great misconception that everybody in the Middle East, North Africa, and India is either brown or black or whatever, but that is severely wrong. It's funny because most Middle Easterns are actually white, straight up white, and a lot of the ones in North Africa are either white, light skin, or brown. And then when it comes to India, it ranges from light skin all the way to black. And I would like to typically say this as well, Kusanali is a female, and for some reason, look, I'm not a gene expert or nothing, but for some reason in the Middle East, most women tend to be lighter skin than the men. So whether it be their natural skin color because of genes, or whether it be because of the culture of them not going outside too much like men, the women are much lighter skin, and usually they're just pale white, which is exactly what Kusanali looks like. So that's referring to parts of North Africa as well as most parts of the Middle East. But now we have to get into India. Now, as we know, the first character that we ever knew about Sumeru was Sino. Sino has a lot of origins from what we can see from both his name and his attributes. That Sino has Egyptian origins. So that's your Egyptian character, that's the brown character that you guys wanted. Egyptians tend to be a little bit darker when it comes to skin color as well as Indians. But when it comes to the ruler, we have to go about history just a little bit. Now, just in case you guys don't know, I don't want to get too in-depth into history or talk about this too much, but pretty much there was the largest conquest to ever exist in the world. It was the Arab conquest, and under the shortest amount of time, they were able to rule North Africa, Spain, Portugal, and most of the Middle East. And this one is very vague, we don't know about this too much, but there are many different sources which say that Arabs conquered India from 50 to 700 years. Now, we don't know the exact amount, but the average was about 300 to 450 years of ruling. So it's clear to see who actually was the victors back in that time. And there is so many videos talking about what the whole entire Sumeru region is about. It's about knowledge and has a lot to do with paganism, which was really normalized in the Arabian Peninsula and in India before Muslims took over those certain parts. So obviously we know that Sumeru is not only based on the regions of the Middle East, India and North Africa, but is also based on religions, specifically Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, and obviously paganism. So like I said, I don't want to go too in depth when it comes to this story. I don't want to make this video very long, or even the history. So this could be one of the reasons why the Dendro Archon, which is the ruler of the region, would be Arab, because Arabs were very victorious when it came to battling. This is reason number one. Reason number two is the name Kusanali itself and what she is. So as we know, her name is Lesser Lord Kusanali, and everyone is speculating, and some even people confirmed that she is not the actual Archon. She's just a face, a fake face. Now obviously this has something to do with paganism, which is something that I talked about earlier, worshipping a false idol, which was very looked down upon from the Muslims. But then onto the name herself, and according to all the stuff that is shown in game, her name has to do with Persians, Buddhists, and Hindus. But not really specifically Hindus, but more of people in the Indian subcontinent who used a language back in the days called Pali. Like we said, Kusanali is based off of Persians, Buddhism, and also Pali. So this is the important part. Pali is a Middle Indo-Aryan, keep in mind Aryan, liturgical language used by some parts of the native in Indian subcontinent. Now this is where things get tricky, because Aryans actually have nothing to do with fucking like Nazis and shit, but it's actually to do with Iranian people. And guess what skin color those people are? White. So really, when it comes to this language itself and where it derives from, the skin color of the people is white. Specifically Iranian people, which have a lot to do with history. They can range all the way up to brown, but it's actually very hard to see an Indo-Aryan that is brown, but much more common to see one that is straight pale white or light skin. Next one is the Persians. So Persians have a very big history, as you guys know. I mean, if you're in history class, Persians were just always in war. But let's talk about the Persians who are alive today. Iranian people, Kurdish people, and some people in Syria and Turkey. And you know what the funny part is? Each and every single one of those people are white. White and a little bit of light skin. It is very hard to find someone that's brown or even dark brown in that sect. And then next, Buddhism. Buddhism has a very interesting past, and by the way, Pali actually has to do with Buddhism itself. And speaking of Buddhism itself, there is a story about Buddha's past life talking about Kusanali Jataka. But let's also talk about one more thing before we conclude this decision. Where was Buddha born? And that would be in Nepal. It is a country right above India, and even though it's a very mixed country, most of the people are light skinned. Some are white, some are brown, but most are light skinned. So honestly, with all these proofs, it's pretty much impossible for her to be brown. Kusanali should not be brown. Doesn't make sense historically. But on the other hand, I also think that they shouldn't have made her pale. It's not historically inaccurate, but it would have been better if they made her light skinned. It would have been the best possible representation, but hey, what do I know? Now, there were other characters that were leaked. There's one guy that got leaked. His name is Al-Haytham. It's literally an Arab, and people got mad that he wasn't brown. So yet again, it's just stupid. The other characters, it is extremely stupid if you're gonna get mad over Arabs not being white. Kusanali is somewhat understandable since she does have a little bit of Indian origins and Indo-Aryan, which has to do a little bit with Indians. But if you really get into the deep roots of the history itself, which I didn't do in this video, but I kind of did, you'll see that the origins of Kusanali, only the name by the way, is belonging to light-skinned kind of people. But then her herself, let alone her name, doesn't mean that she is Indo-Aryan. She could be Arab, and you guys wouldn't ever know that. It's like an Asian child being named Max. It's a white name that white people use, but in reality it's an Asian. It's the exact same way this could be. So really it's just in favor for Kusanali to be white. But yeah, like I said, the Arabs, there is no point of complaining over those people not being brown. There's only two characters that I think should actually be brown or darker brown of shade, and that is going to be Indians, straight Indians, not Indo-Aryans, Indians, or Egyptians. Because most people in Africa are black, but North Africa is different from the rest of Africa because they are mixed with Arabs and actually other races as well. And that's why people in Algeria, Libya, Morocco, and even Tunisia range from white skin to light skin. It's also kind of hard to find brown people in those people. And then as for her body, I don't know what the fuck Hoyoverse was thinking. I'm over here to expect the Dendro Archon to look something like fucking Mobius from Honkai Impact, or just some sexy bitch that looks like Yoimiya, or possibly the Dendro version of Lisa. But no, we get a fucking child. Anyways, I guess that's the end of the video. I mean, I could definitely see why people are mad over the fact that she's a lolly. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and a sub. If you didn't enjoy the video, fuck you, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.